Hello and welcome to the channel, Gav Axman Spins. So today's video, a bit of a special one. I've kind of been toying with doing this one for a long time, and I've put it off really because I knew this one physically was going to be the hardest video I'll ever make, because today's subject is vinyl box sets, and I've just carried 12 of them up the stairs and it's nearly killed me. I had to do it in about 3 trips. And that's only half of what I'm going to show. So I've decided to split it into 2 parts. So we're going to do the top 25 most valuable. So this video will be 25 to number 13, and the next video will be 12 to 1. Really interesting doing this because, well, it was to me. What makes a vinyl box set valuable, and there isn't much rhyme or reason really. There's some big names in here, there's some names that are not particularly big, that are quite obscure. There are complete album box sets, there are albums that focus on just one album, and it's kind of just interesting to see what kind of becomes collectible and what doesn't. Obviously these prices are based on Discogs median. I would suspect if you went into a record shop and saw some of these, they might well be higher, but you could get lucky and some of them might well be lower. You just don't really know. But I didn't go on the highest value or the lowest value. I went right down the middle, so which is what I did on the other video. But yeah, vinyl box sets. I kind of had a break from vinyl in the 1990s, so when I started buying vinyl again in the 2000s, a lot of my favourite 90s bands, I got nothing of them on vinyl. So the big box sets where it maybe has all of the discography were brilliant ways to just go, bump, let's get those. Obviously, since I bought a lot of these, the individual albums have been reissued countless times. So, one or two of them are, if not redundant now, I'm not played quite as much because I've ended up getting other copies and expanded copies and things like that. But I do love a good box set. I have to say I tend to prefer the CD version these days, and I'll tell you why. Because they take up a lot less space. That is really the main kind of thing. It does annoy me a little bit now where we're getting a lot of CD box sets that are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but you're not getting more content, you're just getting it to house a book, because they can then keep the costs down, so they can make the vinyl box set and the CD box set kind of the same shape, which to me, I want to pay £100 for 3 CDs, or in the Bruce Springsteen one, 250 odd was it for 7 CDs, whatever it was. You know, you've got to look at the economy. I can understand vinyl being expensive, but CDs aren't. But my little rant out of the way. So yeah, so number 25. Now this one surprised me. Came out in 2017, a reissue of a 90s album, and depending on your point of view, a bit of a classic. It was the point where indie rock kind of and alternative music turned into a little bit pop friendly maybe, and and this could be one of those bands where, along with another big band, that the whole generic indie landfill kind of landscape started to come in. I think that's a bit unkind to this band. This is a brilliant album, and it's a really good box set actually, and it did sell by the barrel, particularly in the UK, and they were aided and abetted by a Glastonbury performance where the signature song from this album, Why Does It Always Rain on Me, as they played it, it pissed it down, and then the sun came out at the end. So yeah, great band, great album. Travis the Man Who. So when this came out, it was about 50 quid in 2017, so it's about 8 years ago. According to Discogs, this now would set you back 120. I bought this because in terms of the album, I hadn't got a vinyl copy, so you get the album, a B-sides album, a nice kind of photo book, and the album on CD and the B-sides on CD as well. The B-sides are well worth having. They did some good B-sides, Travis. They including a cover of Britney Spears' Baby One More Time. So it's a lift-off lid, jobby. The main selling point for getting in early when I ordered this was you did get like a signed by the band art card. But it's a nice set. I won't get all of these out because literally this video will go on for 3 days if I do, and things do have a habit of falling apart when you're doing your box sets. But the main studio album, a B-sides album, all on black vinyl, and then it's got a bit of foaming and a couple of CDs that are wedged in there as well, and a nice little photo book. No essay or anything like that. Possibly the only disappointment on that. but a very, very good album. I do kind of like that. So number 25, Travis from 90, was it 97, that one? I can't remember. 97, 98, something like that. Or might have been 99, who knows. 120 quid, that will take you back though. Now, the next one, this really surprised me. So this came in at 24. And when I bought this, no kid you not, I bought this new for under £30. It's got 8 albums on it. At the time, it was the complete discography of the band. And I thought, well, it's a one-stop shop to get this stuff. After I bought it, I put it in Discogs, and the reviews on Discogs, you know, there's the comments on Discogs where people kind of rate the pressings and all that. And this got absolutely slated as being a horrible waste of vinyl, and it's the worst thing in the world. I've got to be honest, having played it quite a few times, I don't think it's disastrous. I do agree, though, I think the UK originals do sound better. But let's be honest, when we're talking vinyl, what original pressings don't sound better. So, but as a one-stop shop, it was complete at the time, but ABBA, the studio album. So it's got every ABBA album in, as you would expect. No bonus tracks, no extras or anything like that. Obviously, they then did a new version of this that included the Voyager album. But at the time, classic ABBA, all in one go, for less than 30 quid. That would now cost £122 according to Discogs, which I'm quite surprised at, because as I say, the reviews on Discogs were scathing. Having said that, how many people out there look at the reviews on Discogs? Who knows? So in terms of the good, the bad, the ugly of box sets, now this one I bought, and this was a brand new studio album by this band. It was a bit of a reformation. A key member was no longer there. It's a really good album, but when this came out, I was less than happy, and I'll show you why from the side angle. Because you can do a vinyl box set, your lid looking like that on both sides with big ugly staples in, very minimal design, easily scuffable. I did think, crikey, Ollie, who's the genius behind this? And it turned out I was totally wrong, because it was Peter Savell, who's a bit of a genius. But yeah, so if you haven't guessed, it is New Order and a Music Complete, their comeback album from 2015. And to date, I think it is the last studio album they've done. Crikey, that's 10 years has gone by. It's actually a good album, this. But I really, really hated this, because when it came, I didn't expect this. So it does lift off, but you can see it's just an ugly looking box set, isn't it, really? Having said that, the music's fabulous. So box comes off, and that's really what I don't like. It's because staples in box sets, I mean, look in the corner there, are just like, are they an accident waiting to happen? Possibly. But the actual record is quite nice. So you get the main album in here. I think you get some prints and stuff like that. So there's the main studio album, some gubbins in there. But they then do every song in an extended version as a series of 12-inch singles inside as well. So you get a whole heap of extra material, and all of them are coloured. So I'm not going to get any more of that out. But like I say, the staples, I do kind of have, what's the word, kind of sleepless nights about getting that one in and out of the box, because it's just, I almost feel it's an accident waiting to happen every time I get it. So and I've put it on wrong now. There you go. Hold on, got to go back and do that. The OCD in me won't let me do that. So like so, there you go. That's it. So New Order, great album, horrible use of staples, but that would set you back now £123. So I think collectors really wanted that one. And again, a lot of these things, when you buy them when they're on order, are not that expensive. Now, again, it's interesting this, because this is the good, the bad, and the ugly of CD. So design can be an issue, mastering can be an issue. Some get it right, some get it wrong. So this one, nothing wrong with the mastering, nothing wrong with the design. However, the actual, this is an expanded edition of a couple of the world's biggest selling albums. The CD version incorporates the new tracks within the original running order, so they're seamless. The vinyl version tagged them on as effectively as a bonus album at the end of each set, and I've got to be honest, I thought that made quite a poor listening experience, because you effectively just get 2 extra albums of oddments tagged on, really. Now, obviously, those odd months we're talking the Beatles are pretty good, and it does include Now and Then, but a strange kind of afterthought vinyl release. But main version with this, it was from the Beatles website, and it was coloured, so obviously the blue album on blue, red album on red. But those bonus tracks are literally just tagged on as a separate album at the end of each kind of record. So strange decision. However, as an investment, £128 now that's going for. It wasn't that much when it came out. It wasn't cheap, but it was certainly nowhere near that. But yeah, I did have it as a Christmas present though, so I can count that one off the list. Right, number 21. This is a great one. Now, this one I picked up about a year or so after it came out in a sale, and there was quite a few in there at Head Records in Leamington Spa. One of the great comeback concerts of all time, a one-off show, purely for charity. It cemented the legend, in my opinion. They didn't carry on and do any more. So to date, this is the record of Led Zeppelin's reunion concert at the O2. Celebration Day. It's fabulous, isn't it, really? The music in this is brilliant. If you get a chance, the Blu-ray, the audio on that is phenomenal, and it's just a great gig, really well filmed. Opens with Good Time, Bad Times, and it's just fab. And a few obscurities on here as well. So they actually played something from Presence, which is one of my favourite Zeppelin albums. So, but that one cost me about 30 quid, if I remember rightly. That's now going for 129. Cracking album though. And that's at 21. So at 20, another cracking album. So a reissue again of a 90s kind of classic. So originals of this, when this came out, were really hard to find in good condition and were expensive. There was a lot of bootleg copies as well. So for its, I think its 20th anniversary, and it's probably been reissued several times since then. But U2 had another go at Achtung Baby. They spread the vinyl into a double rather than the original album being a single, and added 2 albums of remixes as well. So the track list is up there, and the remix albums on coloured. It's one of these nice hinge lid kind of ones that comes off like that. So very good game. When I bought this, it was not expensive. Got it online in a sale. I think this is an American copy. Yeah, it's got the old FBI warning down there. So, but I think maybe 25 quid, something like that. Now worth 130. So that's a good one and a brilliant album. So I've got to be careful now when I put box sets over there, because that lot are liable to come tipping and crushing me soon. So we've made it into the top 20 there. So number 19, which is technically joint. So this is the joint 18th. We've just had one from this, and the neck, and these two we've had one already. So first up, at 148 from 2016, Led Zeppelin and the complete BBC sessions. This now is starting to go for some decent money. Nice album. Obviously I bought the original CD. They then expanded it because they found some more stuff. The highlight for me is the big Paris concert at the end, but some of the kind of early versions, A Whole Lot of Love and stuff like that, are well worth having. So good box set. That would now set you back £148. I'm going to put that one over there, as would, and this is a surprise, if you look at this, the size of some of these box sets, so this one's quite a thin one, but this is also now going for £148. None more minimal than New Order again. So this is the singles album, 4 albums of every single from Ceremony up to I'll Stay With You. So it goes up to the Lost Sirens album. And the beauty of this is you get all of those singles that were not on albums all compiled. So it's like an updated substance, really. Very nicely done. Dead simple. It was, I think it originally came out on CD. There were some issues, I think, with Blue Monday where they missed some of the beats off at the start. But like, nice little thingy, some gumph and writing, and then each album then they kind of form the cover. So you do get a little bit with all the singles covered. So that's a nice set actually. But crikey, that's now going for 148 quid. And again, they were not anywhere near that. And this came out in 2016 as well. And again, it was nowhere near that kind of price on release. So so box sets do go. So they obviously don't press that many. So number 17, so this is a record store day one, and I looked out on record store, didn't manage to get one, but as I always do, I had a little trawl on. I think sometimes they don't seem to do it anymore, but Amazon, a lot of record shops used to sell via Amazon, and you could get lucky. So I did manage to pick one of these up at a kind of retail cost. This is now going for 149 quid. So this is Lush, their complete studio albums, in its original pizza box package. Now I have to be careful with this one as I get it out, but so it opens like that, and the box set is inside. Every studio album, all on coloured vinyl, and that is now going for £149. I'm not going to get any more of that out because it is in danger of breaking if I do, but that's that one. Very nice too. Right, oh, now this one's interesting. Number 16, 154 quid this is worth. Now this is the oldest box set in this list, in terms of it's an original copy. It came out in 1990. We've already had 2 box sets by them. Led Zeppelin, the third one, but this is just called Led Zeppelin from 1990. The 6 album set, which is cherry picks pretty much their best of their career, expands over the kind of remasters version, which is like is that a double? Not sure there, but it expands on that, and so you get 6 albums worth of prime Zeppelin, and it's just fabulous. Sounds wonderful. Now I did track one. I didn't buy it when it first came out. I bought the CD copy, so I've got the CD box of this as well, in this big format. But I found one of these. I was delighted to find one because it's in really good nick. This was as well, but it just seems to be going up and up in value. So 154 now, but say no more. But can't go on with that. So talking of satanic kind of overtones, so 3 to go. If you like your black metal, there are none more blacker than the original crew. I think they might have been from the Midlands somewhere, but Venom, and metal fans will know who they are. In what's this one called? In Nomine, Satanas. What a great title. You can get text on the inside lid as well. This is one of those fun box sets where they literally put the kitchen sink into this one. So it's every studio album, some live albums, nice little Ouija board shaped sticker there. You get patches, posters. I do like that. I have to say this is a good box set how they've done this. Tour programs, and of course, what does every box set need? A big book. So you get a nice hardback thick book as well, with all pictures of the guys. They are a real good band. If you like your Sabbath and that type of stuff, they kind of take that and go one step further, and they were hugely influential on all those Norwegian black metal ones. One of my favourite things in this is a picture disc Ouija board thing, you know, where on a Ouija board you put your finger on and it goes and it points and goes all over the board. One of them, and then you do get every album as well. On, I think most of them are on kind of some kind of coloured splattered vinyl. We'll just have a look at the first one. Look at this for a thing of beauty. So there you go. So all of them are like that. So some of the metal box sets have done very, very well, and this is one of them. So and again, to find original copies of those records will set you back a small fortune. To have it all in one place was brilliant. In terms of value, that's coming out. It came out in 2019 up to £162 now. That was not that kind of price when I bought it, so it has certainly appreciated in value. And there's a tiny version of that on CD, a little clamshell box set as well. So, but yeah, that's that one. This, I told you, this was a physical video. 2 to go. Now, this one came out in 2013. Now, I mentioned at the start, it was when I didn't buy a CD, so I bought CDs in the 90s. So a lot of 90s bands hadn't got anything on vinyl. So when this came out, it was an instant kind of hit for me, because it got the entire catalogue in one go. So they just reformed. They'd done a comeback album, and they then kind of milked their catalogue as often as they could, and they're still doing it. But you can't blame them, because it's kept them in the public eye. New album coming soon. It is the wonderful Suede. So the complete studio albums box sets, the original ones are numbered. Did reissue this as a black cover with coloured vinyl, and it added the album that came out after this as well, but this is the first version. It weighs a ton, so there you go, all the albums in there, lift off lid, and they're all in there. Won't get any more out. Brilliant band. It's got Sci-Fi Lullaby, so that's the B-side albums in there as well. And that now is going for 171 quid. And we're nearly there. So number 13. So next video I'll do the top 12. One of the greatest bands of all time, without a doubt. Their complete studio albums in one go. Why not? The Clash. There you go. So wonderful box set. Nice lift up lid, and you even get in this is cool, a little, can get it out, a little do it yourself kind of cut out badge and stencil as well. So can't go wrong with that, can you? But great albums, can't go away. This was quite reasonable when it came out. I think it's rocketed in value now, because it's now going according to this for £172. So but that concludes part one. You can't really go wrong, can you? So we started with, who did we start with? Travis, and we've ended up at the Clash. So we've definitely progressed, haven't we? But it's interesting what commands prices and what doesn't. I'm absolutely taken now, so I'm going to have to go and have a lie down before we do part two. But heavy box sets in weight, heavy in price, some of them as well. 12 to go, and I can tell you we'll go from £172 is where the Clash finished up. We will end up at nearly £1,000, so they do go up in value. Thanks for watching. Part two will follow at some point. Over and out. I'm going for a lie down.